problem for future Brant to deal with.
Future Brant?
Yep.
Future Brant that later. Has the time and patience. Super Bowl plans? Brant, I know you're usually busy on Sundays, but that'll start at like 6:30 our time. I don't know if you'd be watching the Super Bowl over there.
I don't know. I usually I enjoy the commercials more than anything else.
Honestly,
sports.
Honestly, same. After being completely and totally fucked out of a Super Bowl championship, I'm convinced it's just a scripted thing at this point. I do not mind the commercials and the halftime performances. That's where it's at these days. But the Super Bowl party that we're going to is actually a Patriots fan.
Oh.
Yes. And I haven't known this individual for a long, long time. So I may or may not be in a possession of a Atlanta Falcons Super Bowl champions t-shirt, which is like they print up Brant laughs. They print up shirts for both teams, and then they usually send the loser shirts to
some third world country.
Yes, places that can partake in having those shirts. But I found them at a at the time it was a local Goodwill. It would be the J Borough Goodwill. And I found this shirt, and I will be wearing that Sunday and showing this individual that not only do I feel like we won that Super Bowl, but I have the t-shirt to prove it. Over that individual's New England Patriots. Which, of course, dear God, if you've joined us in the preamble, was the 28-3 game. I don't think we need to keep going. So that's hard. Do we need to rehash the madness? Yes, it's worth reliving until we get over the hump. We win one and then we're done with that shit, right? Then it's over?
Pretty much.
Yeah. It's like the Bills couldn't win the Super Bowl and they still haven't. The Braves couldn't win the Super Bowl. The Braves couldn't win the World Series and then they did. And then it was just like, all right, we got close a couple of years, but we didn't bring that home.
No, at the end of the day, the Eagles beat the Patriots, so it don't matter to me.
They did. They had their number. So did the Giants. And look at Eli. Did Eli make the first? Is he in the Hall of Fame? Did he make that first ballot or they left him off?
It's not eligible yet.
I thought, he's next year? Okay, that's what all that discussion was. I kept hearing Eli Manning, and I was like, he's got to be. He's got 2 rings. But all that shit got weird with, like, Belichick and Robert Kraft and them. It's like, what are we doing? What even are these organizations deciding who doesn't and doesn't belong in the Hall of Fame? You know who's in the NOFODcast Hall of Fame? Cesar Concepcion II and Brant McKee. Absolutely. We might be the only 3. I think I'm in there. I'm not going to vote myself in there, but I think I
might be in there.
Yeah.
Is it also going to be in Ohio?
Do we want a steel bust like Canton, Ohio, or do we want like a picturesque statue like Cooperstown, like the baseball one? What do you guys want? You guys want a bust or a... You just want your
graffiti on a park bench.
Graffiti on a park bench.
Graffiti on a park bench. I like that. I'll take that. Like a bus ad.
Or Jet Set Radio.
The bus ad.
Jet Set Radio Hall of Fame bus ad.
Graffiti over the bus ad on the bench.
Is it better to be the graffiti or the bus ad?
My favorite is the t-shirt ladies when I always see in the bus ads on the way to work.
Wait, what is that one?
Call the t-shirt lady.
I always see it when I go down Memorial on the way to work.
Some poor realtor sitting up there on the on the park bench, arms crossed, then just has the NOFODcast logo covering her face.
I mean, viral marketing, is this what we do? Right after we first started, friend of the show Charles printed a bunch of stickers out, and Cesar and I went to DreamHack and handed out these stickers with our NOFODcast t-shirts that we had made we handed out a shit ton of those stickers. I don't know how many bounce back followers we got, but we made an attempt at canvassing. It was awkward though. It's almost like, hey, you must like video games. Check out our show. This was pre-COVID, so this was like 6 or 7 years ago. Maybe November 2019, maybe November 2018. We got our picture taken with the PUBG guy, like with the level 3 helmet and all that.
Yeah. Samsung was like Samsung doing their promotions or some shit like that.
I had a blast. We've talked about doing it every year since, and it's like we haven't pulled the trigger or gone, or something has come up, or the weekend's not been right, but I think it'll be a lot of fun again. Cesar, what's a game we tried it was coming to Switch, and we tried the demo or beta or something of, and they gave us a t-shirt. I think Brant ended up playing that game.
No, that's the indie game, right? Brawlhalla.
We played that at that PlayStation showcase we went to. The one with Jackie Collins at the Masquerade?
It was at the Masquerade, yeah.
Yeah, we played Brawlhalla, Risk of Rain. We played a whole bunch of
Went
shit.
to
The Duck Game?
Waffle House afterwards.
Yes, we did go to Waffle House. Remember playing Duck Game? That was like my game of the show there, was the Duck Game. Smite? Is that what I'm thinking of?
Smite was something we played there, yeah.
Yeah, Brand, did you play Smite for Switch?
Oh, fuck out of here.
No Smite.
No Smite? That's right, I got the t-shirts. I mean, no longer.
I would say I may be in possession of that.
Oh yeah, that may be where it went. I was like, I don't think I have that t-shirt anymore.
Yes.
Smite. Yeah. Smite for Nintendo Switch. They were like, play the game, get a shirt. And I logged onto that thing and got my ass handed to me like I never did anything competitive or forward motion or anything. And they were like, great job, here's your shirt. Like they escorted us off. I think Cesar started before I did, so he was there like 10 minutes before me. We weren't on the same team or anything. Like we didn't even get a chance to squat up, and then they just like escorted us off based off these time slots. Cesar, we saw a competitive Halo there too. I think it was Halo 5 was
yeah,
like
I think we played Halo.
Yeah.
It's also Halo. What the Halo Reach is when they did the PC ports.
Yes. We played Halo Reach on PC before anybody. Like we got a hold of these. Cesar, was that or the Halo event we went to? The Orlando Halo Outpost thing. I think it was DreamHack. I think you're right. I think it was DreamHack.
It's DreamHack. I don't think it was the Halo event.
I don't think so either. We played the arcade
Halo
game.
Event was the one where we saw the Halo Reach story that changed.
Yep.
Not Reach, Infinity.
Yep. We saw the Halo Infinite super secret private teaser and had nothing to do with the final game. I forgot about that. Did we have an NDA for that? We couldn't talk about it, right? Like
Yeah, we couldn't film in there either.
We couldn't film in there. That's right. No pictures, no nothing. Yeah, we played Halo Reach at DreamHack on PC before it came to that Master Chief Collection or anything. And it was like, man, this is great with mouse and keyboard. This is fucking awesome. Good times. All right, we're already live. We're already recording. Let's get this thing going. Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 383 of the NOFODcast. We are No Outside Food or Drink, the Southeast premier video game and Winter Olympic podcast. Brand McKee, what is your favorite Winter Olympic sport? What would you like to compete in?
We'll go with curling, because why not? I don't understand it.
I think we'd make a really good curling team. Yeah.
Get out there, just start sweeping the ice.
Yeah, you can run the fuck out of that broom.
Right in front of it. Grab the giant, I don't know,
puck. It's like a puck with a handle.
Puck. Yeah, oversized puck.
If you're listening to us and you live in some sort of country that actually has winter sports and can comprehend any of this stuff, we're in the South. We've lost 2 NHL hockey franchises. We know nothing about ice. We know nothing about snow. When we get ice or snow, the whole state shuts down for like 3 days. I think I'm with Bran. I think I'm on a curling team. Cesar Concepcion II is here. Cesar, what winter sport are you also participating in? Winter Olympic sport.
Has to be bobsled with John Candy as our coach.
John Candy is our coach. So are you recruiting me and Brant? Are we also moonlighting as bobsledders?
No, you said y'all want to do curling. I'm doing bobsledding.
with 3 randos? You're getting in there with 3 randos? As John
He's jumping with
it's like any other Warzone. It don't matter to me. Y'all don't play anymore. So
wait, are you back on Warzone? Do we need to all be back in Warzone? Is it good?
If it's good or not, but I've been playing.
Okay. All right. We look forward to an update. All right, we'll jump in the bobsled with you. We'll find a 4th, or we'll let the server fill in our 4th person. How about skeleton? We're just like bobsled without like the sled thing. You're just sitting on top of a skate basically without the stitching and the laces and all that. You're just hauling ass down that thing by yourself. Would y'all do skeleton? Sounds like no. I have a Winter Olympic video games. Cesar, will we get as much entertainment from that as we did the Tokyo Olympics 2020?
Tokyo.
With the winter time.
Is it Nagano 98?
Which one came out on the Xbox? I know specifically I have the Xbox one. So what is that? 06? Is that Torino? Nagano's 98. I might have that for the N64. And then Salt Lake is 02? And then Torino is 06, if I have that numerically right. Every 4 years, right? So this year is in Milan, Italy. Ladies and gentlemen, we fooled you. This is not actually the Winter Olympic podcast. We will be discussing this week Steam Machine delayed? ? Horizon Hunters Gathering announced. We have your February Xbox Game Pass games. And there was a Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase. That's right. All your favorite third-party Nintendo Switch 2. Some Switch games? Was there some Switch games in here?
Yeah, it was Switch and Switch 2.
All right, Switch and Switch 2. We're still in that weird. It's okay. PS4 came out in 2013, but we still got PS4 games coming out. we still have your Switch 1 games coming out for the Switch 2. So look forward to those in the Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase. First off, this comes from Andy Robinson and BGC, VideoGamesChronicle.com. Valve confirms Steam Machine price and release details have been delayed by exploding component prices. Valve has confirmed the rapidly increasing price of PC components has delayed its announcement of Steam Machine and Steam Frame pricing and release dates. I will preface this story by saying, maybe 3 weeks ago, Cesar sent us a message in our group chat, like, if you're buying a PC or a gaming device, get them right now. Go ahead and get them now. So this is more continuation of that storyline, I guess. That's where the future is headed here. In a blog post published on Wednesday, Valve said it still planned to release its console-like PC and VR headset in the first half of this year, but that it would need more time to, quote, to land on concrete pricing and launch dates that we can confidently announce. When we announce these products in November, we plan on being able to share specific pricing and launch dates by now, the post reads. But the memory and storage shortages you've likely heard about across the industry have rapidly increased since then. The limited availability and growing prices of these critical components, mean we must revisit our exact shipping schedule and pricing, especially around Steam Machine and Steam Frame. Our goal of shipping all 3 products in the first half of the year has not changed, but we have work to do to land on concrete pricing and launch dates that we can confidently announce, being mindful of how quickly the circumstances around both of those things can change. We will keep you updated as much as we can as we finalize those plans as soon as possible. We were supposed to, on the context of the timetable here that Andy Robinson is reporting on, Steam had told us after they announced these 3 separate SKUs, essentially, these 3 separate pillars, as Nintendo would put it, that we would hear about it the first part of the year. Now it's first half of the year for this. Was it first quarter maybe? Or early 2026?
Yeah.
So they're pushing back this.
It was supposed to be by spring. It was supposed to be by spring. I think
By
that was the
spring.
original, was the original plan, supposedly.
That sounds right.
I mean, you can't really delay anything that hasn't been announced, right? That's
No.
Yeah.
It's a delay of an
but,
announcement,
I mean,
right? Which is
the
a non-thing.
that was just yeah. I mean, we just saw we just saw the Sony CFO just came out and said they acquired enough components for the PS5s until the end of the year, so they don't foresee raising prices. So
That's
Nintendo
good.
said they're not raising prices for now either.
Nintendo said,
but that could change as the year goes.
Yep. Nintendo said we don't
But I
see
know
any
Sony's
reason
the only-
to right now, but could happen.
Sony's
right?
the only one that can concrete said that they pulled enough for the whole year. They said that if anything happens, it won't be till next year. So
And we already know our 6-year-old Xbox Series X's have increased like twofold in value, right? Like they're worth
yeah.
more than they were when we bought them.
it was funny when I saw the Verge article come out and said that they were coming out with special edition Xboxes. I was like, really? I mean, nobody's really buying these. It's like, they're really doing this? And they came back, it's like, oh, this was a mistake. They're no longer doing this. It's like, oh, that makes more sense. I was like, it don't make sense to me because I'm like, you're finally changing your ecosystem where you're getting away from consoles, right? Like in the first time in over 20 years, you're like, all right, we're not doing consoles anymore. We're doing hybrid PCs. So like series consoles is like your last forte into your Dreamcast successor. Until they go into basically, we're just PCs that's going to cost $1,500 to $2,000. So
yeah. But you can also carry your Xbox library from the past 25 years over here.
You hope. That's why they had the backwards
One would
compatibility
think.
announcement, right? It wasn't because they were trying to put more games on there, like some of us said. Wish for. It was because they're trying to put what's existing on those Xbox OSs on PC base, and they said, some people said out there they're thinking it might be streaming. It may not be a physical way of doing it. So that's what I said. You would hope.
So we pop in a copy of Prince of Persia: The Two Thrones, and we stream it from there instead of getting a physical download on the.
I think that was also the concern is that there is not going to be a way to pop in physical media. So
yeah, let's say there might not be a disc drive.
No, this nightmare just got worse.
That was the other. And the other question was like, all right, stuff that was already digitally delisted, or how do we get access to that again? How do we prove we have access to it if we haven't purchased it before? If we were just using disc-based out content to access it, so there's a lot of stuff they have to account for and ask. So that's what I said. It's not going to be all what you think is going to be when it comes out, probably. So
yeah. Not to derail us further, but I got to thinking about. There's a lot of discourse right now about Dragon Quest VII. Like, we got this reimagining, but we also got a 3DS version in 2016. We got this 10 years ago that was like a remake of this game. But that one's lost to time on the 3DS, and the original PS1 version is lost to time on the PlayStation 1. And there's no way to play these versions. So some people are saying like this is the best way to play Dragon Quest VII. Some people are saying there's islands cut from the 3DS version. Some people are saying the pacing was perfect on the PS1. And someone brought up in that thread, like, I can remember when we got the Castlevania Rondo of Blood remake on PSP, and they just included the original version. Or, oh man, what was the other example? There was another game where it's like, yeah, and you could unlock the original side by side with this one. So as I think of that, like the best way to play a bunch of games of that era right now is still the Xbox Series X, right? If you want to play Final Fantasy 13, the best way to play that is the Series X. If you want to play Lost Odyssey, Series X, Blue Dragon, like it's still like they did a great job with that backwards compatibility. And I won't say we took it for granted, but the three of us here on this show celebrated every single fucking release that came out on that backwards compatibility program. We loved it. We went and bought the discs. We bought the digital copies of those versions on the store. Like, we supported that initiative as they were building that stuff. And it's like, man, they just fucking left that by the wayside. That was the shit. We were getting all those things. Prince of Persia, Sands of Time. I mentioned Two Thrones, but like Sands of Time. The best way to play that is Series X. Pop in a disc, or if you could, haven't they delisted some of those since then? Like you can't even buy those versions of those games. Left 4 Dead 1 and 2, you can't get those digitally, but you could pop a disc in and play those. Like they did the Lord's work. Those were the best versions of those games, and then.
I mean, and to answer your question, you don't have to do that anymore. I mean, now you have a PC storefront where you can play all those games on PC. You can play Final Fantasy IV 3D, which is not available on Xbox Series consoles. You can play Final Fantasy 3 3D, which is not available on Series consoles. There's more games you can play on PC that you can add on there. I mean, it's just a way of putting an interface on there that makes it clean, that is console-like, right? That's the ticket. You can play the best way it looks without having to sit there and tinkering and changing the frames per second and looking at your graphics card and how much memory you have to add to it to get it to perform well. I mean, that's just where it's at right now. So, I mean, you don't have to go back and add those games again. So you have more of a complete library.
Or being tied to an ecosystem.
So,
unless Xbox and Steam combine ecosystems, and then you're looking at a whole nother beast. Is there anything else with this Steam Machine article?
Let me answer your question. The only concerning thing that would be lost to time would be Lost Odyssey, Blue Dragon, the handful of Microsoft games that are locked to that console world. But most of that stuff you mentioned is all available on PC and easily, readily available. Sometimes not the best way to play it, but then there's also ways to put mods and hacks and stuff on there to make it better. So
yeah.
At the end of the day, I mean, Microsoft is coming out of the console market. So, I mean, you've heard on there that their price point for some of these things are looking at $1,500 plus for this new console. So they're going more of a high end experience. So they're going more deeper in the high end. So
what does that look like in the consumer market? Like, where do they actually, did they sell these at GameStop? Do they sell these at Target? How do you get one of these?
I don't think it matters, because at this point, people who buy Xbox consoles are a different tier of people, and that's why they don't sell like they sell. So
is Xbox a niche product now?
It's becoming one, yeah. I mean, for sure.
Xbox is a platform, not a console. So
Xbox is a platform, not a console. Yeah. Your Fire Stick is an Xbox.
I mean, they've been doing this for the last almost 2 years now, maybe three. Yeah. I mean, we've already known the answer. We're just stuck in our old ways of thinking that a console for them is what they're going to come out with to compete against Sony. They're not competing against Sony. I mean, they're not going to sell a shit ton of those consoles at their $1,500 plus.
Nope.
So it's going to be for a very niche group of people. So,
and I
at the end of the day, I think they said they're going to try to make these games forwards compatible onto a PC. That's part of it, right? So if you don't have to pay $15 for a console, you have a way to stream it on that platform. So
I mentioned this to you guys in the preamble. Like, I had some friends asking me, what is Xbox as a platform? Like, are you happy with what they are? And it's like, as a brand, I said, I use Cesar's example, like, they're here to make money, and they're still making money. They're very happy to sell you Indiana Jones and Gears of War and Forza and everything on PS5, and they make money. They're good. It's like it's the weird nostalgia and organizational association we have as humans to try to want to have a physical copy of Halo for Xbox so we can play LAN parties. That's not the way they're going. It just doesn't work that way. We're not missing out on any of Xbox anymore, right? We still get the best of Forza. We still get the best of Fable. We still get the best of Halo. It's just not where Xbox is. Is that a big deal anymore? Steam is the answer. Also, all that shit's coming to Steam too. And now, as we'll discuss later, Nintendo consoles. You get an Xbox franchise. You get Xbox franchise.
Gaming hasn't been a big deal since PS2, Xbox, and GameCube. That's probably the last. I would argue that's probably the last great generation. I mean, PS3 360 wasn't that bad, but
and we got a lot of great stuff.
And I'm more innovation-wise. I'm thinking that PS2, Xbox, and GameCube was peak. So
you're right.
I mean, now we're starting to see it again. We're starting to see it again with the Switch 2, right? I mean, Brant will talk about it later, but I mean, he played Pragmatic, right? Capcom's making tiered games that are not just ports from another console, and they don't look bad. It's somebody was out there bitching about how Indiana Jones looks shitty on Switch 2. I was like, it doesn't look bad. I mean, but Machine Games has always been doing that, even on the original Switch.
Yeah.
Or even ID, when they were making Doom on there. I mean, they
Yeah.
made playable games that look pretty good. I mean, they don't, of course, they're not the best looking games, but hey, it gets the job done. So, I mean, we're starting to see more of that optimization for certain consoles like we did back in the PS2 and GameCube games where, some people play strengths
is
to what is
awesome.
out there. So,
yeah. Cesar, on your example, Wolfenstein: The New Order came out for Xbox One and 360. It was 4 discs on the Xbox 360, but you got the same experience as you did on Xbox One. Performance wasn't there, resolution wasn't there, textures weren't there, but you got Wolfenstein: The New Order on 360 across 4 DVD ROMs instead of one Blu-ray disc as the Xbox One did.
And Richard, didn't you enjoy the hell out of Doom Eternal on Switch?
I did. The original Doom. I played Doom 2016 on Switch.
It was 2016. It was 2016.
I fucking loved it, and that was like the dog shit version of Doom. But I had it portably.
Hey,
I could pick it up and set it down, and I fucking loved that game.
Friend of the show, Mark and I put 100 hours on Witcher 3 on Switch, right?
Witcher 3 on Switch.
Say that.
That's it.
That's probably the inferior version, but that's the one he beat the shit out of, right? So
it's the worst one, and he played through all the DLCs and everything on the Switch, on the Nintendo Switch. He did, with having access to the other 2 consoles. So it was that portable factor and like having to, play games where you want to, sort of thing. Anything else on this Steam machine? Anything else on the Steam machine?
No, I think that's it.
Need to kick around.
No, I mean, we'll see it in good time. Whether it's going to be affordable or not, I doubt it. I mean, I got a good feeling that thing's going to be like $800-$900 for the cheapo model and maybe $1,200 for the more expensive one, and that's just because the component piece is going to be super expensive.
Yeah,
they made it on, and they made it in that new announcement that said that it's very easily accessible to upgrade that memory and hard drive. So they made it clear, like, hey, if you get the cheaper model, you can upgrade this stuff later as prices drop. So
let it be scalable.
They were
a good concept.
Out, so
yeah, and I think we can knock the different approaches on like the PlayStation storage and the Xbox storage, but I think they did a good job of defining their own paths as far as here's what you need to do to get a PlayStation certified SSD. Here's what you need to do to get a Xbox certified SSD. Like they had specific partners that they aligned with for compatible upgrades for those devices. And I think that's a great path. We didn't have a lot of consumer choice initially with either one, but then they both opened up to multiple. What they added Seagate, I think, for Xbox or Western Digital, one or the other. Was
yeah,
the
they
second
added
one.
Western Digital.
They added Western Digital, and then I think I ended up upgrading my PS5 when they. Cesar, what's that company that Sony partners with? That's for that
like next storage.
Yes, that's it. Storage. Yep, I got the 1 terabyte, and then I piggybacked with Cesar to upgrade to a 2 terabyte when he upgraded. So
I was laughing on the social media comments when they were talking about Sony had enough memory chips for the year, and somebody's like, come on, Sony, you used to make your own shit, just make your own memory. What you doing here? And I was laughing, they probably could do that. It's like that's not a bad idea. It's like, stop being coy, just make your own shit.
Make your own shit.
I mean, they used to back in the day. I mean, they
kind of
shied away
sound
from
chips.
We just saw the announcement that they're selling their TV line to TCL. So
yeah.
Oh, we didn't cover that on the show. Yeah, that's kind of a big deal. Bravia, TCL Bravias.
I mean, their Bravia TVs were severely overpriced, and they were trying to be competitive in a market where LGs had on OLEDs. So I mean, their OLEDs for Sony's were severely overpriced compared to LG's. So at some point that was going to happen, right? It's like a niche product that they're like, oh, we make quality LCDs, but you're paying OLED prices. So it's like at some point they were going to get out unless they were going to change that model. So
here we are. All right, somebody tell me about this. I did not see this news. Tell me about this Guerrilla Games PlayStation collaboration.
That's because they just kind of threw it out there.
I gotta watch something on this because I know nothing about it.
It wasn't a huge announcement. This article comes from Andy Robinson via VGC. PlayStation and Guerrilla announces tactical co-op Horizon game, Horizon Hunter's Gathering. Like I said, they kind of just threw this out there, I think, a day or so ago as of recording this. Just out on social media. Set to release for PS5 and PC. Hunter's Gathering is a tactical co-op action game set in the universe of the Horizon Zero Dawn and Forbidden West. According to the announcement video, game lets 3 players team up as hunters to protect a world under the threat of deadly machines. It says you'll be able to either play solo with NPCs or play co-op. They have both a kind of like a narrative-driven portion as well. Campaign, which will introduce new mysteries, characters, and threats. They plan to do a small-scale closed playtest at the end of February. You can sign up via the PlayStation beta program.
Let's do it. Let's sign up.
They've got, obviously, it was a small group of people from Guerrilla here that actually worked on this game. It's a interesting mishmash of characters, unique characters with different abilities and things that they show off. It looks very art style wise in the vein of Fortnite, kind of. It's that like kind of cartoony but still CGI look.
Like Perfect Dark to Perfect Dark Zero, like that cartoony upscale.
Yeah,
is that the right description?
I'd like to see more. So far, I'm not like super interested.
Brant, 3 players. I just signed up for it. We know Cesar's going to sign up for it.
It's
3-player. Third. Come on, Brant, step up. We need a third.
Fine, I'll sign up.
We need a third. Go for it. I just did it. It took 30 seconds. It looks good. Is it free to play? Do we know what this is gonna? Is it a full retail SKU?
That I don't know if they've actually said. But of course, like they say, they choose from a roster of unique hunters, each with their own melee, ranged playsets, weapons, hunter roles, and things like that. There's roguelike perk system. Between missions, players returns to the Hunter's Gathering social hub where players can customize their character, visit vendors, upgrade gear, and team up.
So, if we have difficulties on trying to understand what this is, I mean, Brent has said it many times right here. Somebody had commented in social media said this is just basically Monster Hunter with Horizon stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
that's just basically all it is.
I just read a damning quote on this BGC article. This comes from Arjan Bach, the game director. Quote, drawing on our experience from the Killzone multiplayer titles and the momentum of Horizon Zero Dawn, we set out to bring cooperative action into the Horizon franchise. That will piss off some. I don't know if you guys have seen all the Killzone subreddit stuff, but people are in on some Killzone right now. They are hot about Killzone. And people keep trotting out there like, listen, the first Horizon game by itself outsold all of the Killzone franchise titles by like 5-1. Don't quote me on that. The numbers are crazy. I don't know if that's the exact number. And then you had Horizon Forbidden West, which also did gangbusters, way above any of the Killzone trilogy titles. And it is what it is. Somebody said, are you going to ride the hot horse or are you going to ride the old horse? I looked at that over and over and I was like, damn it. But we want the old horse, but it's like, the Cesar has mentioned it many times over these years. Like, these stockholders are looking at these numbers. Is it the hot horse or is it the old horse? Which one is constantly churning you out money? And they haven't missed with the Horizon title, right? None of these releases across any platforms have swung and missed. Did the Lego one strike out?
Lego one probably did. They never said. I can't quote on anything on it.
Yeah,
I didn't see any numbers.
Because remember, that was day and date. That was day and date on
everything.
Nintendo consoles.
Yeah,
everything but Xbox. So
it never came to Xbox. For some reason, I thought it was on Xbox as well. Okay.
And the VR title, I don't know exactly if they've ever announced how well it did.
I mean, everybody who bought a VR in the first 6 months or a year got that title with it.
Yeah.
They're at this point where they're just throwing stuff on the wall. I mean, we knew all these live servicey games were coming out, right? That's why we don't get a big, as Brant said, they kind of just, oh, by the way, this is coming out, and they did it right before Nintendo Direct. So, I mean, or right around the same time. Mm-hmm. So it's going to get buried under that. So it's going to be like one of those. I think anything live service when they come out that has not been announced that is marathon based, that is at this point, it's like, I guess Sony's in that boat where they feel better. It's like, all right, this is coming out, and they're just going to hope it does well instead of sitting there trying to talk it up like Concord and spend all this marketing on it, and then it just never goes anywhere because people. I mean, what is that? I mean, live servicey games are like. I mean, we just talked about what High Guard, right? High Guard is like everybody shit on High Guard, you know. Like you remember that was like the ending for the Game Awards was High Guard, you know how, and everybody's like, stop. It's like the whole bit from Mean Girls, right? Stop trying to make it a thing, you know. It's like fetch is not a thing. Stop trying to make fetch
is not a thing.
So it's like High Guard is like
stop trying to make High Guard a thing.
Yeah, and like people are not playing High Guard like that, so and that's unfortunate, right? So it's like I think at this point people are just companies are gonna be a little bit more careful on. I think High Guard would have done better if they just would have just stuck with the original plan, which was originally just to self-launch it in January and just drop it. And they changed it because Keeley wanted to he loved it so much. He's like, yeah, I want to put this on my show. It's great, and it's like I think that really hurt them. They should have just did what the original plan was, just drop it. Because at that point, some people would have like, this is not the best thing, but I see potential here.
Yeah. What's the story behind High Guard? I keep seeing it mentioned, but I don't know what it is.
High Guard is what Game Awards. That was like the last game announced. So it was like the big.
Yeah, that was the game at the end.
Yeah.
I mean, I keep seeing it mentioned and stuff, but I can't tell you anything about High Guard.
It's a 3v3 battler with horses.
Okay. Bears. You ride on bears. It's from the team who made Apex Legends. It's that vein. So it's free to play. So I think it was a team of that, and I think originally were just gonna drop it out in January, not make an announcement, just gonna drop it out there. So, but I think they made such a big deal about it. The next big thing from the Game Awards, and I think there's a lot of fatigue on
the bar was so high,
that a lot of people were shitting on it. And I don't think it's getting a fair shake because I don't think it's a bad game. It's just I don't know how well it's going to do, man. They're trying to like people were shitting on it, and it's like I feel bad for the developers because I don't think they would have got shit on it hard if they would have skipped the Game Awards and just dropped it. So.
Really?
Yeah, it immediately did get review bombed. I mean, there are some legitimate gripes. People are like, these maps are kind of large for 3v3, maybe up it to 5v5 or, scale down the play area or, add some extra little what am I looking for? Some kind of other objectives to do during the match. But overall, most people are like, it's, it's okay. But then you have the huge audience that's just like, oh no, they showed this at the Game Awards. It said it was the next big thing. Jeff lied to us.
Oh, my God, Keeley went in on it because I think he was on social media. It's like, I'll be accepting your apologies in 24 hours. And I was like, oh, God, you should just.
Oh gosh.
It's like, why do you
Yeah.
keep adding fuel to the fire? And it's like, I mean, some people were like, I think he's a credible gamer, and I think he meant well by it. And so it's like you said, some of the hate on there is unwarranted. I think some people just burn out on live service games, and I think some of it
Mhm.
that's just getting mixed into the actual critiques and criticism that's probably valid in that game. So
Yeah, and
they got
just
some of
like you
these
said,
in there.
if they would have just like kind of released it like, hey, look, here's this new thing from some of the Titanfall people. They've been working on it. It's now available, free to play. Go, try it out. Give them some feedback. People probably would have been a little bit more forgiving.
I think a lot of the traffic you see on that one now too is that a lot of people just, from what I've seen of it, it's not really a great game to watch streaming. So like it's not one of those ones where that people can watch and like, oh, this is interesting. I think it's
Yeah.
more fun to play than to watch. So that's why you don't see too many people like streaming it. But that's just my personal opinion about it. So
Is it something we can try?
it's free to
We
play.
could.
So
Yeah. Give it a go. What's next?
Moving on, we do have some February Game Pass games. Stuff
Brought to
that's
you
now
by-
available. It's this Megan Spur update, as we
Weekly Megan Spur update.
affectionately call it. Of course, these were some of the ones that were added late last month, which were Final Fantasy II, Cloud series and PC is available, Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, Cloud console handheld and PC, all that's available. As of recording this is also available. We have the Madden NFL 26 for Cloud console and
The big
PC.
edition.
Paw
Right at the
Patrol
Super Bowl.
Rescue Wheels Championship. Relooted
I'll take some Paw Patrol.
is coming.
Haven't you played one of the
February 10th.
I feel like this is a bit, but have you not played one of the Paw Patrol games?
Maybe
we just joked about it.
It was because of my niece. Yes. She
Okay.
That's what it was.
She
wanted to play something, and it was on. It was on one
can
of the PlayStation catalogs.
Can a grown ass man without kids play Paw Patrol? Man, just let him have his fun.
Hey, I just bought Dora the Explorer for PS5 for $10. It was in my was in the $10 wheelhouse. I jumped. I got Dora the Explorer.
I thought about it, but I was like,
I grabbed it. I don't know why.
I stopped that bad habit because I had that I was like that back in the day where it's like, ooh, $5, ooh, $10, and then I have like a stack of games. It's like I'm never gonna play this fucking shit.
Oh my god.
And I was I can't do this anymore.
Well, Dora the Explorer for PS5. I keep saying Dora the Explorer will be worth less than $10 across my lifetime.
More than likely.
I'm not
if
doing
it could
that
end
game.
up in the 99-cent bin.
Yeah,
it
we're
would.
not fucking doing that game.
Hey, I've seen
it'll be in the dumpster behind GameStop.
I've had packs of 15 copies of Legend of Zelda Wind Waker for $4.99 in a bin and not been able to move them. So,
damn,
time is you never know. Hey man, I had them in back stock. It's like we'll never move these copies of Wind Waker. I was buying copies of Wind Waker just to add to my collection, so I had like surplus copies. I love Zelda games. Why are these $4.99?
I think we had this conversation. The only games that I did that where I had multiple copies of, because every time I found a copy just floating around, was either Metal Gear Solid 1 or Shenmue 1. That was it. Every time I go to the store, like, ooh, Metal Gear Solid 1, I'd sit there like I just brain fart like a goldfish, and I was like, I don't have this. Let me buy Metal Gear Solid 1 again.
I have.
So I was like,
we're laughing at us.
I got numerous copies of Metal Gear Solid 1. So
I have 4 copies of Shenmue right now that I know of on the Dreamcast. If I found a copy and it had all 4 discs, I was like, I'm getting it.
Yep.
And Metal Gear Solid, I probably have 2 or 3. I know I have 2 or 3. And I think I have one without the actual discs. It's like a blockbuster copy without the, it doesn't have you can't play Metal Gear Solid without the codec code on the back, right? Like you need that at a certain point in the game. And it's just like a generic Blockbuster case that I have these 2 discs in, which makes them essentially useless, but that's kind of the meta of the game. But maybe my Dora the Explorer becomes this generation's Shenmue or Metal Gear Solid. Is that what we're saying? Is that what we're going out on a limb and going? Fuck no.
No, because I don't think I'm ever going to go into a mom and pop game store and be like, ooh, Dora the Explorer. Let me get this.
Dora the Explorer.
There was also like a Grinch. It was like a Game Mill Grinch game. It was like $5 or $10. I didn't get that one though. I drew the line at the Grinch for some reason. That Dora the Explorer. Go on, Brant. We totally derailed your thing.
Let's see. Blaze Blue Entropy Effect X February 12th. Roadside Research February 12th. Star Sand Island also February 12th. High on Life 2 February 13th. Kingdom Come Deliverance also the 13th. Avatar Frontiers of Pandora comes.
That's a big get.
February 17th.
How was there already a High on Life 2? I feel like that shouldn't be here already.
Yeah, that's already been a thing last year.
I know, but it just, I feel like that's a newish game. How is there a second one already?
The new one is the second one.
That franchise feels new. How is there already a part 2?
It's
just one of those time-based things.
About to say, you probably would be surprised if you saw like the original release date of that first one.
Yeah,
it's probably like 3 or 4 years ago.
I really like that anime gif where it's like, is this a butterfly? And you're really saying this when we have like a fucking Call of Duty every year?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it kind of is one of those. I remember the first one came out. It's not that long ago. Like we were talking about Dragon Quest VII. Like Cesar and I got the 3DS version, and we were talking back and forth about it. That does not feel like that long ago, but it's been 10 years. Like they've remade it past that version, and it just doesn't feel like it's been that long to me. Go ahead, Brant. I derailed you.
High on Life released
2022. So
yep, December 2022.
Yeah, it's been 4 years. That's fair.
It's a AA game. It's not a AAA game. So I not trying to be a dick. I'm just like I don't follow.
Also February 17th we have Avowed. In case you missed it.
That's for the regular. That's for regular Game Pass, right? Like not Ultimate.
Yeah.
Because that's been out for. Is that been out for a year now? Yearish.
Which one?
Avowed.
Yeah. Avowed came out. I feel like last year.
Yeah. It's coming on PlayStation this month. It's been about a year. So.
In case you missed it, a game about digging a hole. Indica. Let's see. There's updates involving Call of Duty Black Ops 7 Season 2, Monster Train 2. Let's go to The Leaving, February 15th. Wow, only one game on this list. That's kind of rare.
One of my favorite games of all time.
NFL 24 is leaving the service. Obviously, if you like the game and want to keep it, you can save up to 20% off the purchase before the game leaves the service.
Get your Madden NFL 24, which is 2 versions back now.
Yes.
Because we're getting 26 in the service with Saquon Barkley on the front. Yeah, 26. It's always the Super Bowl year. It's always the next year. All right, those are your Xbox Game Pass games. Last but not least for news, there was a Nintendo Partner Direct. Partner Direct being of the third-party variety. These are partners of Nintendo, not Nintendo directly, but a third-party announcement. Brant, you found this article at Game Informer. This is from
I did.
Eric Van Halen, one of my favorite Van Halens. Van Allen. I read that incorrectly. Eric Van Allen, not a Van Halen.
You jumped to a conclusion there.
Let's go ahead and jump to the start of this.
Sorry.
The start of this.
It's fucking terrible.
I piggybacked on it. The start of the show was Orbitals. This is a co-op, retro anime co-op puzzler, is how it's described in here. But it felt like a Joseph Fares game, right? Like a cooperative, 2-player, asynchronous. Yeah.
It's the second time we've seen this game, and I mean, every time I've seen it, I'm a little bit more interested. It's one of those. I tried to look it up the last time we saw it.
It looks so good.
I think it was a few days after I was trying to look it up on Steam, and then found out that no, this is going to be a Switch 2 exclusive.
Switch 2 exclusive.
So
yeah.
Coming out this summer.
This is from Shape Farm and publisher Kepler Interactive. In this summer, as Brant said.
Looks good.
Mm-hmm.
I like that retro kind of like 80s, 90s anime look that they got going on.
It was like Macross or Robotech.
It did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was very much that universe. But some of that, I don't know if asynchronous multiplayer. It's cooperative multiplayer, but one person will be trying to jump across platforms and the other person is like a plane away from them. Aim back the other direction, trying to line up platforms. Like that's what we saw a couple times in the trailer. It felt like, but this definitely looks like a winner. Next up was Paranormal Sight: The Mermaid's Curse, which is out in 2.5 weeks on Switch.
Mm-hmm.
And the first
February 19th.
February 19th, exactly. The first title in this series, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, is available right now for like $4.99 on the eShop. Because I went looking, I was like, "What is this? I'm gonna get this on Steam," and it's $20 because I saw a cheap ass gamer or a Wario tweet or something like that, and it said $4.99. But you can get the first game in the series pretty inexpensively right now. I would say it's like an investigative mystery type thing, like a. How would you describe this? It's kind of incomparable as far as genre or gameplay methods go. Like a search, like a who. What do they call those?
It's like part visual novel, but then part like. I wouldn't even say like dungeon crawler, but there is a exploratory part of it.
Yeah, and you're trying
they're like going under the water and.
Yeah. That intrigued me the most. Captain Tsubasa 2 World Fighters 2026 for Switch. It's a Captain Tsubasa game. This is the soccer anime. Cesar, is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
What's the other soccer anime I'm thinking of? It's not Captain Tsubasa.
Blue Lock.
What's that?
Blue Lock.
Maybe this is the one.
That's the newer one. Captain Tsubasa is the one that's been around since the 80s, and it's a Shonen Jump manga since the 70s.
It is that one.
I think they just announced that they're having the first 2 series being released on DVD. Believe it or not, in the year of our Lord 2026, a new DVD release of Captain Tsubasa comes out next month. So
4x3 DVD is not a bad way to watch some media. I've recently been doing this.
Weird that Viz will do this though when Discotech has been doing DVD on Blu-rays for a while. So I was like, I don't know why they couldn't just do the same format and just put it on the same viewing format and put it on the Blu-ray format like Discotech does. But
is there reasoning behind that? Like, have you read any sort of licensing or publishing or any sort of issues that would?
It's probably just cost. Cheaper. I mean, it's cheaper just to print out 25 DVDs and sit in there and put it on one Blu-ray.
Cesar said cost, and Brant said cheaper. That was that.
If it sells well. they'll
And I almost
probably come back in a year or so and throw it on and go like, "Hey, look, buy it again, Blu-ray."
Inazuma 11, is that what I'm thinking of? It just came to me. It just like, that's a soccer anime too, right?
No, that's just a gaming property that became an anime.
Okay.
Captain Tsubasa was a manga anime that became a game.
The other way around. I got you.
Yeah.
The next game in the show was Tokyo Scramble. So at this point, I was watching the show on mute. And my thoughts watching this were like, oh, they're bringing that Jurassic Park VR experience where you have to like sneak past, and Brant knows what I'm talking about. You're trying to sneak past all these dinosaurs and stuff. And I played a little bit of that on the Quest. It's like cel-shaded dinosaurs. And you're trying to sneak past them. I don't even remember the name of that franchise, but I played a good bit of the first one. It was very, very good. But as I'm watching more and more of this, I'm like, no, okay, this is not Jurassic Park. Like there's something to this. And it's Tokyo Scramble. And that comes out next week, February 11th, 2026 for Switch 2. This looked... Go ahead, Brent.
They call them Xenos, not
dinosaurs.
They kind of look like dinosaurs.
Yeah.
They look like dinosaurs, various dinosaurs. The cool thing is the kind of multiplayer aspects that they showed, where you can use game chat, and each individual person may have a different action or direction, or like somebody may be controlling the camera and somebody may be controlling like just the forward motion of the character. And it sounds like it could lead to some hijinks trying to get away from these Xenos.
There were a lot of games this show that showcased game share and game chat, right? Did you guys see that a lot? Like, hey, you can game share this game. You just need a Switch 2, and then you can use a Nintendo Switch 1, the original hardware, to play this game, or this is a game chat game.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was cool. This definitely looks like a game chat game for us.
What's interesting is we'll get into all the different games that they showed, but they obviously leaned a little bit more into a more mature audience with a lot of these games. But what I thought was funny is, in very Nintendo fashion, anytime there was a gun on the screen or they fired the gun, they wouldn't hit the target. They would like shoot at, they'd like aim at the thing, the different character or whatever, and then go off to the side and shoot at the ground or shoot off the side or something, so there wouldn't be blood or gore during the actual show.
Right back out to 2000 era Nintendo.
I was like, because one of these games that we saw the trailer for that they showcased in here was a very gory trailer when we saw it from the developer, but then when it showed up in the show, they're just like, hey, look, it's on the Switch. Here's this character. Here's this character.
They're running around.
And they're running around.
There's
Nobody's
Requiems.
getting hurt.
Dodge and roll.
You would be surprised how often that happens, because I do have some friends who work in the movie industry, and for the longest time they couldn't show villains using iPhones. It's like you could be a bad guy, use Apple products. So it's changed within the recent years. But before, you used to watch movies and be like, if somebody's using an iPhone, you're like, oh, that's not the bad guy. You would know immediately. So
I remember
they could be associated with that property.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Damn, that's crazy. Times change. Next up was Valheim. This has been out on PC for quite a while. It's like a multiplayer building survival Vikings, and it's coming to Switch 2 later this year. Brant, Hollow Knight. You like that Hollow Knight?
Yeah.
You want that for Nintendo Switch 2?
I got it for Nintendo Switch 2.
You want that for PS5 and Xbox? Oh, this is a Nintendo Direct. Good news. You get it for those other two as well. Hollow Knight 2 got
a day of the show.
Day of the show. Got an exclusive. Exclusive. Got an update for next generation platforms. Switch 2 version of Hollow Knight with enhanced visuals and improved frame rate arrives on the new Nintendo handheld today. If you already own the Switch version of the game, the Switch 2 upgrade is free. I think that's what I played it on all those years ago with Switch. Maybe I have a physical copy. Does the physical copy also upgrade to Switch 2?
Yeah, because that's what I hold.
Interesting. Okay. I may have to look into that. Next up was eFootball Kickoff, Summer 2026. eFootball is Konami's version of a FIFA type thing, kind of like Pro Evolution Soccer back in the day. But I don't understand. I cannot speak on this. I follow soccer extensively. I cannot speak on this licensing and who is what. I saw Mbappe for Paris Saint-Germain. Or France. Was he playing for France? He's not in Paris Saint-Germain. And I saw Messi for Argentina. Yeah, he's not with Paris, is he? Who's Mbappe with? Real Madrid?
Yeah, remember he threw a fit and left?
Yes.
What's his face from Brazil?
Yes, that's who he went to. Yeah. So it was mostly international teams, but I feel like we saw some club teams. I don't know. Soccer licensing has gotten weird. It's not even FIFA anymore. It's like ESPN FC soccer. So
I think, like you said, I think they worded it on there that it's called with the International Cup. It's like a generic cup.
Yeah, they wouldn't even call it the World Cup, right? Yeah, I saw that too. Cesar, I'm glad you saw that. It was like, the International Cup's included. I'm like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? The International Cup?
International fucking Cup.
Because we are in Atlanta. Atlanta is hosting some World Cup matches this summer. This is the World Cup year. It is happening. Next up, The Adventures of Elliot, The Millennium Tales. This is from Square Enix. Square Enix's time-traveling HD 2D adventure is locking in a release date. Today's Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase showed off some of The Adventures of Elliot, The Millennium Tales era, spanning mechanics and a release date specifically of June 18th, 2026. This game looks really good. I'm not sure if it is I don't know if it's a day one for me. It kind of, Brant, does the HD 2D stuff feel like it's kind of running together? Is there a sort of fatigue with those, or just a lack of?
I don't know.
When I see this,
I still think it looks good, but they do have a bit of sameness.
I will not argue that.
They do have a bit of, back in the day, you got different Square Enix games, and you could tell, they were more based on the quality or the style that it was Square Enix, but they all had their own feel and look,
right,
and art direction behind them, and now you kind of do get this like kind of generic with the HD 2D stuff. I get that.
I don't want to take
does all come across samey.
I don't want to take away from this title, because in 20 years this is going to be a gorgeous game, right? It's going to look good, it's going to sound good, it's going to play well, even on the hardware it's on now. But it just doesn't, right now, for some reason, it doesn't differentiate itself as like man, this looks like a special experience right now. This looks like something totally different, not available anywhere else. So we're kicking around The Adventures of Elliot, The Millennium Tales. Anything about that one jump out to you as far as uniqueness or day one must have or anything? Is there something that strikes you?
I mean, it looks like it's something that plays out of those old Square Soft games that we never got on the Super Nintendo back in the day.
Yeah, that's another good point. It does look like
it's got that time traveling aspect, so yeah. I'm sure Cesar's in with that.
Yeah, it's like man, this came out a month after Terra Enigma in Europe, and we never got this one. Look forward to this one.
So I will definitely be supporting day one, because we didn't get like Bahamut's Lagoon and all those type of games. So.
Bahamut's Lagoon, Terra Enigma, exactly. Brant and I were just saying, like, along the 2D HD titles, and not to knock its art style or presentation or gameplay or anything. Like, this is gonna be a great game in 20 years. We know this, right? All three of us know this. It's gonna be timeless. But when we have so much choice right now in the same realm, has it done enough to differentiate itself and just look different enough and act different enough? Maybe that's the marketing. Maybe that's these direct presentations, and we don't know enough about it. But Cesar says he's down, so that's a vote for a day one adoption. The Adventures of Elliot, the Millennium Tales.
I mean, look at it. I mean, this is the first one they made that is not turn-based.
Yeah. It's an action RPG like Secret of Mana style, right?
Do you have multi-direction controls where you control that and whatever that spirit is, a Sere? I mean, there's that adds different elements to the game. It's completely different. So, I mean, this is the most different game experience to build in this engine so far.
All right, Brant, he's bringing me back on. We were arguing against it. He's bringing me back on. This is a good take.
Now,
It's a unique
if you were
take
going to
of the
sit there,
2D HD.
if you're going to make the argument, yeah, you were like, oh, it's just so we already have Dragon Quest at home. Is like Brant's argument. So I'm like, or we already have Octopath Traveler at home. I mean, but it's not in that same vein. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good take.
My only thing was that now Richard was saying that the HD 2D is kind of blending together, and it's if you were to take a screenshot of both of these and put it side by side with Octopath Traveler, somebody might not be able to tell the difference. And I was saying, back in the day, you could tell something was a Square title, just kind of from the feel and the quality and everything, but they all had their own like unique art direction. And that's somewhat lost with the HD 2D, but I still like the art style. It looks great.
Was there a demo for this one? Is this one that got
Yes.
There was a demo out.
The demo's been out.
Adventures of Elliot.
They announced it when they first announced it. They put out a demo.
Yeah,
that's right.
Might give this one a go. All about some demos. God bless Square Enix and their demos.
Square Enix loves the demos.
Yep. Carrier. I was talking to somebody at work about this. Like, hey, they're pretty good at this now. It's like, yeah, they're more than happy to release you a decent chunk of gameplay and get you hooked, and then tell you your progress will carry over to the game, the actual game when it releases, and that's a brilliant strategy. Next up, a surprise Super Bomberman collection. In this game, you get the first Super Bomberman all the way through Super Bomberman 5. Which I think Super Bomberman 3, 4, and 5 have never been available in NTSC U. So that is the first one to come through here. This is available
3, 4, and
now.
5 has never been.
It's just 4 and 5,
so
Cesar, or 3, 4,
4
and 5?
I think 3, 4, and 5. I think 5 is the culmination. It's like a best of. It's like it took all the. Like it did everything it did well in those first 4 games, and like you had the best maps and all that stuff on there. It was like it was the de facto version of.
And that gets you.
I'm more excited about the Gambare Goemon. So,
is that coming up?
So,
yeah, it's coming up.
Okay, we'll discuss. But that gets you 5 Bomberman games for $20. It's not a bad value.
No, that
across
gives you
any
13.
Platform. Oh, 13. I'm sorry.
Gives you 13 games, and I think they had the complete Super Famicom collection, which I think goes for about $700 on eBay. So it's a worthy purchase.
Ooh.
So
that's all on Switch, Steam, PS5. Did that get Xbox port also?
It is skipping America altogether from Gambare Goemon. So.
Oh, Goemon. I'm talking about Super Bomberman.
No, Super Bomberman's only those first 5.
5 games.
I'm saying I'm more excited about Gambare Goemon.
I got you. That's coming up later in the show, right? Yeah. Did they announce that at the Nintendo show?
Yeah.
Okay.
They in Japan, but not America. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, they did show something Gambare Goemon.
Was that the arcade collection?
No.
Where did it go?
Arcade Archives?
No, that's Doraemon.
Doraemon.
I thought.
But
I guess you're right.
No. Gambare Goemon is Japan only, and what's amazing is that there's a Steam version. You click on the link for Steam version. It is region locked to Japan. You cannot purchase it in America.
Really?
What?
Yep.
How often does that
The
happen?
only way you can get it physically on. Quite often, believe it or not, because I've entertained ideas of putting on a VPN to purchase some stuff, and then I was warned not to do it because they can validate my account. So.
Oh, fuck up your Steam account.
Oh.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
people do that to get around certain regional pricing, but I was like, I don't want to do. It's like I want to pay full price. I just want the game, and they're like, yeah, they were like, don't do it. It's not worth it unless you live in that country.
Damn. I famously did that with Shovel Knight Treasure Trove when the Nintendo Switch launched. I joined the Mexican eShop and got that for a severe discount with no repercussions.
Now, Nintendo doesn't do that, yeah, because I'm always in the Japanese eShop. So.
All right, that was the Super Bomberman collection, which gets you Super Bomberman 1 through 5. 3, 4, and 5 have never made it here. And those are
I diverge. I mean, I diverge. This is cool. Don't get me wrong. This is cool.
Yeah.
I like the Super Bomberman one. And we just saw that what VGP, I think was it VGP has exclusive for the physical copy for
they do. They're
Switch
the
2 copy.
only ones publishing that physically.
Yep. So I'm assuming Switch is going to be the only normally available version in the USA. So I think you had to go through VGP on that one. So
I was also hoping for Saturn Bomberman with the 64-man Saturn Bomberman without the need for the multi-taps and all the different controllers and multi-links. That would have been pretty sweet.
It seems like they just went for generations on that one because the Gambare Goemon was only Famicom and Super Famicom. They did not include the PS1 or the 64 versions on there. So
that checks out. Next up, I feel like this was one of the worst kept secrets of the Nintendo Direct, and that's Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which is coming out June 3rd, 2026 for Switch 2. And that is $50. Did I see that right somewhere? And you get the same Magic the Gathering, Final Fantasy. You get a Zack Fair version of those cards.
Yeah, you get, it's a special Zack card. There's a couple other pre-order bonuses that are just like some equipable. I think it was like a bangle and some other things. Some Moog. Just equipment for your characters. Yeah. There was a summon and something else as well. So special Chocobo summon, I think it was.
And I think they said that this is like $49.99, and this is the size is 102 gigs, so you can literally fill up your Switch 2 with the Final Fantasy 7 remake and rebirth.
Dedicated Final Fantasy 7 box.
On there. Well, you won't have enough room. You need a memory card to get the third one on there because I think
or Crisis Core. Could you put Crisis Core in there, Cesar?
No, probably not.
Dirge of Cerberus.
But I think the worst kept secret is that they're rushing these ports out because it looks like they came out and said they don't think the third one is exclusive to PlayStation. So they're thinking that the third one's gonna be day and date for all three consoles. So that's why they're trying to rush them out on Xbox and Switch right now.
That's awesome.
That's why they're coming out so quickly.
Everybody will be caught up, right, across every platform for that third one.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that means no year wait on PC either. It should just be on everything. That should align with what Square Enix is trying to do now. So
Capcom style. You pointed that out many times. That's a hell of a strategy.
Capcom's PC's lead console, lead platform. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Port to everything else from there.
Mm-hmm.
There were already reports that Switch 2 Integrate version was selling out everywhere. So it's obviously popular.
Have you guys messed with it? I know you all both supported it. Have you had a chance to mess with it?
Haven't even popped it in.
Okay.
Nope. I downloaded the 100 gigs that I knew was going to take 60 years to download. So.
Next up on the direct.
Slowest console.
It is slow. Next up on the direct was Pragmata, which comes out April 24th of 2026. And a demo came. So the demo was previously announced and unveiled on Steam. And I think I mentioned to you guys, like, hey, this is only on Steam. When is this coming to everything else? And the rumor was Nintendo Direct and that sort of stuff. Did it come out for the other consoles?
It did.
It
I
did?
have it on
Okay.
PlayStation. Yeah.
Okay, good deal. So it came out on Switch 2. Brant played it on Switch 2. Do you want to talk about that here instead of games played?
Games played.
Okay. All right. It's a Game Informer article describes it as a puzzle shooter, which comes out on Switch 2 on April 24th. There's a demo. Check that out. Next up, they showed Turok Origins, which comes out fall 2026. Turok is back, featuring gravity cubes. I added that part, which is huge news for anyone
Gravity cubes.
named Cesar. Also added that part. It says named Turok. Turok Origins pits players against an alien threat, giving you the technology to take down both dino foes and alien warriors, and it will head to the Switch 2 sometime in fall 2026. I think the big takeaway, like we can talk about this title and that title, is a lot of, I think Cesar alluded to this a couple weeks ago, but we were going to start seeing a lot of parity with the Switch 2 with current gen consoles, PC, that sort of thing. So this is kind of a show of co-announcements alongside either previously announced or also announced titles, or just things that weren't available, like Indiana Jones. This time last year, we're not talking about Indiana Jones for a Switch console, right? It's not coming to a Nintendo-based thing. And we'll get to that eventually, but spoilers, it's coming to a Nintendo-based thing. Next up, Brant, you want to grab this one? Kyoto Xanadu.
Kyoto Xanadu coming summer 2026. Falcom's Xanadu series continues with Kyoto Xanadu, an action RPG.
Is this the same Xanadu from like the Famicom, like that old school? I think it was Fuzz Xanadu for Famicom.
So this is a sequel to one that came on PS4 and PC and then was ported to Switch maybe a year or two ago, which was Tokyo Xanadu.
Okay.
And Tokyo Xanadu was kind of like a parallel world of Legend of Heroes because it had some of the character designs from the Trails of Cold Steel in there, but they were named differently. So it's like this series takes place in like a lot to do with parallel worlds. So it's made from the same people who made the Legend of Heroes series. So a lot of the composers, so some of the music pieces and all that kind of like mirror off of those games. So
okay.
Next up, we had Digimon Story Time Stranger is coming to the Nintendo Switch 2, July 26th. This one also had the benefit of getting the option of either quality or performance modes, which I don't think even like the PS5 had. I think somebody was saying that it was locked to 30 at the moment.
That's a good upgrade.
Then when they went to Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, which is coming July 9th, 2026 for the Switch 2. The brand new Monster Hunter Stories 3 Twisted Reflections is coming March 13th, 2026 to Switch 2. And there's a demo available for Switch 2 where of course, the save data will transfer to the full game.
Love it.
I know we didn't talk about it on the show, but this was the Monster Hunter that would, on the back end, have performance issues because it was checking for the amount of DLC you had, which then eventually got fixed. Yeah, it was checking in the background to see how much DLC you had bought, and if you bought more DLC, the game actually performed better.
Oh my god!
But that has since
holy shit. How much have they invested in this performance?
I don't know. Next up, we had the arcade archives and console archives.
Wait, Brant, what is console archives?
Console archives. Well, we got let's see, Rave Racer gets an archive.
Wave Racer.
Rave, not Wave.
Rave Racer.
You know, Brood Sandstorm, the glow sticks.
Brant, show us what a Rave Racer looks like.
Rave Racer gets a Archive 2 entry on February 26th. And then there's console archives that they announced, which includes classics Doraemon, Sonic Wings Special, and more. First wave.
This is huge news.
Is Cool Borders and Ninja Gaiden 2, The Dark Sword of Chaos, which actually released the day of the show.
Both those are out.
And
Ninja Gaiden 2 is a
people play
NES. It's an NES version. So there's a follow-up article.
Really good.
Yeah, both of them look incredible. These are really good games too. But Gamatsu followed up, and with Hamster Corporation, they have the initial round of console archives. So we've had Arcade Archives, which was a great collection of perfect arcade ports that Hamster ported. And then we've recently had Arcade Archives 2, which the first one was Ridge Racer, right? Which gave us like a arcade perfect version of Ridge Racer. They have confirmed that these titles for PS5 and Switch 2 over the next coming weeks for the console archives include Ninja Gaiden 2, which Brant mentioned, The Dark Sword of Chaos, which is a NES 8-bit, alongside Cool Borders from the PlayStation 1. Who would have thought Cool Borders was going to be in the Nintendo Direct? Who had that on there? I said that in the chat, I think. Who had that on their Switch Direct bingo card? Along with Doraemon, the Hudson 8-bit version, which comes out July 30th. Nobunaga's Ambition from Koei, the 8-bit version. Magmax from Nichibutsu, 8-bit. Sonic Wings Special, like Brant mentioned, from Video System, the 32-bit version. Desemon Plus from Athena, the 32-bit version. Rhapsody, a musical adventure from Nippon Ichi Software, the 32-bit version. I mentioned this to the guys, like, hey, this is huge. And then Cesar reminded us all that, hey, this got a Switch like remake. This is already out. There's a great port. It's a good version. All that sort of stuff. But this is the 32-bit one. Master of Monsters, Disciples of Gaia from Toshiba EMI, the 32-bit version. Cesar, what is that? You mentioned Master of Monsters being the big. Yeah.
That's the big one, man. So
Okay.
that's the PlayStation Sega Saturn one. It's like a strategy RPG that is grid based that kind of like started the whole genre back in the 32-bit era. That it's super difficult to get by in the English speaking countries. I think came out in Europe, if I'm not mistaken. So like even Sonic Wings came out as aerial fighters in America and Europe, and that Sonic Wings is a port of the Sega Saturn and PlayStation 1 version of that game, which was it's not Sonic Wings Reunion, which they just came out, but this one's kind of like a mixture of like all the best stuff from Sonic Wings 1, 2, and 3, and they kind of made their own game when they came out on consoles. And this was running on a Z Sony board when the arcades. This was a dedicated Sony arcade machine. So
that's not common, right? There weren't a lot of Sony arcade machines. Yeah.
I remember it was called a Z Sony on those ones. This is shoot 'em up. I am very familiar with shoot 'em up, so I have that on Sega Saturn. It plays very well. Like I said, it's a unique one because it was kind of like a best of in that whole series. So,
Sonic Wings Special. Also, Monster Rancher Hop About from Tecmo, the 32-bit version, and UFO A Day in the Life from ASCII, the 32-bit one. Those are those other console archives titles.
And so what's crazy is that this is not really new news because it's like I just found it. This article came out that the Arcade Archives publisher Hamster has filed a trademark for console archives. And I remember reading this article, and they published this in October 18th, 2021. It took them 5 years to finally come out.
It
with
was that long
because they were
ago?
like nobody knew what it was about at all. They just said Hamster put the trademark for it, and they were like, if you go in the comments, everybody was speculating what this could be, what it could mean, and what ports of this, and everybody's like, oh, I hope they bring out Little Nemo, the Dream Master 2, and all this stuff on there. We're looking at this stuff on there, but yeah, it's been 5 years. I mean, they finally did something with it. So
you think we're gonna start seeing them rapid fire now that they have that catalog built up? Hopefully,
I would imagine it was just something to get that emulator going. So, which it seems like they did.
Very cool. Good stuff. Hamster does great work with these. So if you're new to this, like arcade archives, console archives, I don't know what this is. Google this. Check out what they've released so far. It's all really, really good stuff. Like their ports are respected as far as. We got Super Mario Versus. Like we got all those Versus titles that had never been released outside of arcade in like 30 or 40 years when they came out. I was like, oh man. This is really cool what they're doing. It's a niche thing for some titles like Super Mario Versus, but then we started getting titles that they haven't seen the light of day for 30, 40 years. There's plenty of ways to play Super Mario Brothers, but then there were other things that they brought out of that catalog that they did a really good job with.
So
over the course of that
to add
series.
on this part, I think the console archives is cool. The biggest thing for me was that we're getting Rave Racer, which wasn't released on any home consoles. This is an arcade only game. This is the first time it's ever been coming to home consoles. So I'm more excited about Rave Racer than anything else. So
Rave Racer.
And this was a game that was made after Ridge Racer 2, before they made Rage Racer, which was the
Rage
third game,
Racer,
and before they made R4. So this one was like a mishmash up of like Ridge Racer 1 and 2, where they came back and they put it on that System 22 hardware. That's what it was, System 22. So,
System 22.
I'm more excited about Rave Racer coming to Arcade Archives 2 than anything else in that whole announcement. So,
That's
I don't
awesome.
think they gave a date, unfortunately. So,
yeah,
stay tuned, and I'm sure Cesar will talk about it in Games Played when it comes out. He'll give it a go.
Although the next section was a sizzle reel that did give a bunch of other games some dates. So real quick, we'll run down these. We got Scott Pilgrim EX got a March 3rd, 2026 release date. Another Eden Begins Switch 2 edition coming summer 2026. Reanimal February 13th. WWE 2K26 gets a March 13th release date. Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown gets a February 18th release date. Disney Dreamlight Valley Switch 2 edition will come March 25th. PGA Tour 2K26 will be out February 6th with it, which is today.
As of recording.
What is this?
Coldcept.
Coldcept Begins.
Is it the PS2
Switch
series?
2 edition.
Coldcept?
Coldcept. It sounds familiar. I don't know if that's the PS2 series though.
So Coldcept is an old style like turn-based, card-based RPG that was made by City Connection. It's been around for a long time, and maybe since the Famicom days. I think it's something that they've been trying to revive in recent years. I think it's only been reaching America within, as you guys have mentioned. They came out with a version on PS2. They came out with a version exclusively on the 360.
Yeah.
And this, I think they came out with a 3DS one, which was the last one they came out with within the last 10 years, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong.
Cesar, was it like Coldcept Saga and then like Coldcept Revolution or something like that? Like that was the series progression?
All very similar. They've tried many times to kick off this series, but I mean, City Connection has been under new management over in Japan, and they've been trying to like revive some of these some of their IPs like this. So.
Well, Coldcept Begins Switch 2 edition comes July 16th. We have Goat Simulator 3 coming April 1st.
April Fool's Day. Goat Simulator 3.
Funny release day. Shadow Tactics, Blades of the Shogun, March 18th. And Tales of Arise Beyond the Dawn edition comes May 22nd. And then we moved on to Resident Evil Requiem. Of course, coming out later this month, February 27th. Showing off more of the game. We've seen it several times now. We did get the announcement of both. Yep, both a Leon and a Grace amiibo. And another look at the controller that they're releasing as well. And then, of course, they also have to mention again that both the Resident Evil 7 and 8 Switch editions will be available the same day as well. And then last but not least, we had our old buddy Todd Howard show up for our final announcements.
Bethesda Fest.
Which included, these are not in the correct order. So first it was Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition, coming February 24th,
the end of this month.
Indiana Jones, which we already knew was coming. The Great Circle, coming May 12th, 2026. And then sometime in 2026,
sometime this year,
we will be getting the Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remastered. I think they confirmed both the Elder Scrolls and Fallout 4. While the you get all the perks of the Anniversary Edition for Fallout 4, DLCs and special contents, and the Oblivion Remastered with the redone animations and whatnot. Both of those will be a code in box. And surprise, surprise, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is complete on cards.
I don't get that. I don't get this at all.
Which
it's just Machine Games Mastery, right? I guess.
Well, they do. It does say that you do have to connect to the internet for downloads, but they have found that it is for language supports. They cut some language options and made them downloadable. So those are the only thing you're going to have to download. Surprisingly.
All right, Bethesda in full force. Microsoft first party on the Switch 2.
Oh my God, I might actually have access to all of them here.
This is another worst kept secret.
He's looking.
What happened?
This is another worst kept secret.
Which one?
Look, I got like 2 of the 3. I got Cul-de-Sac Revolt, which is still sealed. On 3DS.
Oh, the Cul-de-Sac games.
Holy crap!
I have Cul-de-Sac on PS2.
What's that one called?
Is that Cul-de-Sac Begins on? It's just called Cul-de-Sac.
It's just called Cul-de-Sac for PS2. Okay.
Yep. And then,
I know that's
I got the one for 360, which is Cul-de-Sac Begins. Or, I think that was called. But
I know that.
No. No, that's the new one. New one's Cul-de-Sac Begins. Excuse me. It was called
Revolution.
Cul-de-Sac Saga, like you said.
Saga.
Yeah. Saga.
I know that PS2
Revolt
one's like a hidden gem.
Revolt is the one you're confusing with.
Revolt. Okay. So. Yep. Appreciate that.
Somehow I was looking around. I was like, I know I have access to all these around here somewhere. And I was like, yeah.
I know I have the Cul-de-Sacs. I think that PS2 one, I don't think it's super expensive, but it's considered like a PS2 game worth playing that's not mentioned in the pantheon of all the other must-play or must-have PS2 games.
Yeah, I think in Japan they called it Cul-de-Sac Second. I think when they released it over here, it was just called Cul-de-Sac.
Okay. Cul-de-Sac Second. Oh, gents, is that it for news? We finally made it through.
That's it.
At last.
I mean, the only thing we left out is and I want to mention is that and I mentioned earlier was the Ganbare Goemon, which I'm super excited
Mhm.
about.
So what was that, Cesar? Was that only
So-
on the Japanese Direct?
So this is from VGC right here. Konami's releasing a 13-game Goemon collection this summer for consoles and PC. Set to release Thursday, July 2nd for Nintendo Switch, PS5, and Steam. Ganbare Goemon Dashogo will include classic entries from the series from the Famicom, Super Famicom, and Game Boy eras. Unfortunately, the game does not appear to be set for release outside of Japan since it debuted only in the Japanese version Tuesday's partner Nintendo Direct. They will have all the features as rewind, quick save, turbo buttons, rapid fire, music player, and the games are included as Ganbare Goemon, Karakuri Journey, which was Fami, Ganbare Goemon 2, Famicom, Goemon Gaiden, which was Famicom, The Legend of the Mystical Ninja, which was Super Nintendo,
Oh,
Mystical Ninja
yeah.
starring Goemon, Game Boy, Ganbare Goemon Gaiden 2, Tenkai no Zaiho, which was Famicom, Ganbare Goemon 2, which was Super Nintendo, Ganbare Goemon 3, Super Nintendo, Ganbare Goemon Kira Kira Dochu, which is Super Nintendo, Go Forward Ibisuru Maru Tricky Maze, which was Super Nintendo, Gabare Goemon Kuro Funeto no Nazo, which was Game Boy, Gambare Goemon The Tengo Party's Counterattack, Game Boy, and then the Gambare Goemon Starry Sky Warriors Dynamite Appear, which is Game Boy Color. The collection will be available both digitally and physically, and Konami plans to offer limited edition packaging in Japan featuring physical items. So it is coming to Steam, but when I clicked on the link, says like you are not in the region to purchase this game.
Yells at you immediately.
Yep, it says like, yeah, you're not buying this shit. So I'm most excited about that because like I've looked at it in the past, just trying to get like I mean, there's ways to play this easily, but like just trying to collect the Super Family collection, which I think was just 4 or 5 games, and those lots sometimes go up to like $700. So
Oof. Steep. That's a hell of a collection, though.
So getting that shit from I'm importing the hell out of that game when it comes out physically. So
Yeah.
all versions we bought.
Great collection.
Would pay money to fly to Japan and change my Steam account region to that region just to buy that game and then fly back. So
Let's go. Let's take a trip, all 3 of us. Y'all down?
Go over there, get the new SIM cards, open Steam,
Yes.
buy it, come back.
Yes,
got
I'm
the
okay
games,
with this.
right?
Region lock Steam decks. Japanese dedicated Steam decks.
yeah, shit looks so good, man. Oh man, that was my fucking game of the show, dude.
Yeah,
That and Rave Racers was fucking awesome. I threw in that link on there where they did the rankings of all 23 Ridge Racer games. And Rave Racer I think was like number 11.
Damn.
That was like an arcade stuck game. Like that was like it was only on System 22 boards. It never reached home consoles ever. I'm super fucking excited about that coming out.
Now we're gonna have access to it.
Yeah, because before you have to have like MAME or some other way of doing it. That was the only way to do it. So
love this kind of stuff. Please let us buy it. This should be evidence of if you release this. Yeah, this is available.
Yeah, people get
Ridge
Racer a bad rap because of the whole bullshit on the PS3 stuff. But man, the Rave Racer is a huge. When I saw that was fucking huge announcement. I was like, holy shit, Rave Racer.
It only derailed based off of them farming it out to other studios, right? Kind of like Need for Speed went through a similar.
I mean, they did the whole U.S. based Ridge Racer Unbound and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, before then, I mean, they pretty much
bangers
did that bullshit. What they were doing, like Ridge Racer, and kept it like locked the consoles. Like Ridge Racer 6 is 360 exclusive. Ridge Racer 7 is PS3 exclusive. Ridge Racers were PSP exclusive.
Those were business decisions and marketing ploys of the time. Like they didn't have any other way to go around those. You know. Microsoft comes out with a check, and
I mean it's different than when we had like a Ridge Racer game that came out on GameCube, Xbox, and PlayStation back in the day. So PS2. So
what was that one? I remember the Revolution, Ridge Racer Revolution.
I believe so. Yeah. We had the remix of Ridge Racer on 64. So
How is that one? I feel like we've bounced this around before, but how can that be without that soundtrack? Is it feature complete? Just the soundtrack kind of sucks. It's a N64
I mean,
cartridge
that
based
game.
soundtrack.
We talked about this before. That game was developed by Nintendo. Remember?
Yeah,
So it was NST, Nintendo Software. So I mean, they just it was just something they put together, kind of like when they came out with Resident Evil 2 on the 64. Like, how the fuck did
Mhm.
Angel Studios make that shit work out on that cartridge? So, but they did.
They fucking did. I need to check that one out. I need to look at Ridge Racer 64. All right, that's it with news. Games played. I have not gotten into anything. Shocker. I told you guys I was waiting anxiously for that Dragon Quest VII Reimagined code to come across. If you're gonna get a game from Steam or GMG, it is not gonna launch. Any place that uses Steam codes is a valuable lesson that I learned. Steam Store goes live on 12 o'clock. It's like 12 o'clock p.m. or 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're absolutely dying to play a game and you want to do a midnight release and all that, it does not need to be Steam. You will not get that game at midnight. It will not roll over at 12 o'clock. You will not get that. It's noon the next day is when they do their store refresh. So I'm combing these threads like, all right, I bought this key with Green Man Gaming, which is a legitimate key reseller. Like, where's this going to come from? And I stumbled upon another thread on Reddit that was like, all right, where's this thread? Where's this key code at? And someone reminded everyone, hey, this goes live at noon when Steam does its store update. So, like, you guys are used to winter sales, summer sales, when you see your wish list go live and you got everything on your wish list that's automatically on sale at exorbitant discounts. That's when the store updates for new releases. So I got my code at like 12:30 and I started downloading it. I played a little bit more Dragon Quest VII Reimagined on Steam Deck. You get an immediate like bonus if you've played the demo. And from what I saw from other people on Reddit, you don't have to beat the demo. So even if you downloaded it and played and you created a save file, you will get the perks from having played through the demo. So mine, luckily, as soon as I fired it up, is like, hey, we see you have a save file from the Dragon Quest VII Reimagined demo. Would you like to pick up from there? And I was like, hell yeah. And it segued me straight into the game from where I was at. So I had a few fragments. The subtitle for this title in other releases has been Fragments of the Fractured Past. Fragmented Past? Fragments of the Fragmented Past? Something along those lines. And the whole key behind these different worlds that you bounce between are finding these stone fragments. So the main party of the hero who you name, which I named Aris after the Japanese main hero's title, Prince Kiefer and Maribel, who is the daughter of the Prince of Estard Island, where you start off at. Where is it going with that? Yeah, that's your main party, and you are with them. And man, I lost my whole train of thought. Anyway, I beat the demo. I put 5 hours into the demo. I have no clue where I was going. Oh, the past. So those are your main characters. The main gist of the story is getting these fragments of the past, and you put together these issues that occurred before these characters were around, and then you see the unveiling and what you fix and all that sort of stuff. You see how that breaks down in the future. So after you fix whatever has gone wrong in the past, you see them corrected in the future, and it's a great payoff in character building, storytelling, villains in the story. It all ties together. And I mentioned that in one vignette, but I think you guys are going to end up playing this. And I didn't want to lead too much into that first vignette and that story beat that you go through. Because the character ends up doing kind of a flip-flop on hero and villain, and you don't know what they're there for. and then they unveil it, and they're also sympathetic, and it's so well written. I started the main game, and I put together fragments, and I'm now in the second vignette, like the second big story beat, and it's a town called like Emberville or something like that, and they basically live at the foot of a volcano, and they have an entire festival built around going up to this volcano and like doing this festival and worshiping this volcano thing and the fire spirits so that they are not affected by the volcano. But as my characters went through the time vortex or wormhole or whatever it is, they all got visions of this village being burned to the ground by the volcano spewing lava and fire out. So essentially, they're there now to unpiece how this happens and try to prevent that. And I'm talking to everybody in the story, and it kind of lends towards let's figure out what's going on with this festival and this volcano and the lava and stuff. But it drives the characters, the way they're built. Your protagonist is completely silent. You're there for inputs. He does nothing. I don't know if that's good or bad. I grew up playing Zelda games where Link is just kind of there, right? You never have a Link that's like, let's go do this, or Princess, I'll save you, or Ganon, you suck. You never get that. You never get that interpretation from that character. And Aris is very similar in that way, in that this is kind of the story of the other two. It's the story of Maribel and Kiefer. And they are driving that. Kiefer's like, hey, let's go figure this out. And Maribel's like, all right, we're here. I made it out of the last little adventure, and now we're in this one, so let's try to figure this stuff out. So I'm talking to villagers, and there is a fortune teller in this town, and the fortune teller also has seen the same vision that the three of us did when we went through the time warp to get to this place. And she has kind of identified us as like, okay, you guys do believe me. I'm sorry. You guys do believe me. You don't think I'm crazy. Everyone else here has labeled me crazy, and oh my God, I can't believe she's going against the fire spirit. There's no way. The fire spirit keeps us safe from the volcano and all this. And she's like, oh, the volcano's going to fuck us up. And my characters have already seen the same fate. So there's a rhythm to this. There's like an exploratory phase. There's some battles. I fought a few enemies just to get to this town, but it was kind of the same enemies that left off in the last story bit. So I'm assuming after I go through this whole piece with the village and trying to figure out what the volcano and the festival and all that, then I'll get a new set of enemies. And I'm thinking the things I just learned, all these things are fire based. I'm thinking all these things I just learned where I got water attacks and such, they're going to go well against the fire attacks. And the pacing's great. The storytelling's great. It looks really, really good on the Steam Deck. Highly recommend that avenue. And it's still 15% off via Green Man Gaming. #sponsor. Not really. I wish Green Man Gaming sponsored us, but you can get 15% off this title. I think Cesar was saying his PS5 copy is coming in soon. Honestly, even the Switch version, it doesn't seem like there's a bad version of this game. The Switch version is obviously a downgrade from some of the other ones, but if that's what you have to play, it still seems like a great way to play this title. You still have a quality experience. It's not a huge compromise on that console. So that's it for me. I played a little bit more of the officially released digital SKU of Dragon Quest VII Reimagined for Steam Deck.
Kick it over to Brant. There's something I want to talk about. So,
Brant, bring us home.
CM4. I didn't really get a chance to play anything except a demo for Pragmata.
Yes, I want to hear about this.
Which I found out was a very quick demo. I finished it in just under 20 minutes.
It was 19 minutes at something, right? Your clock.
Yeah. And upon finishing it, I mean, like you unlock like a new costume. It's like, oh, look, there's a new weapon type, and so there's like there's a little bit of replayability that they lean into there as well. I mean, it's nothing we haven't seen in the trailers. You're this dude in the spacesuit, and then you carry around the little android girl who's only slightly creepy.
Her eyes act crazy, right? Like her eyes go crazy when she's doing something.
But it's pretty cool because I mean, you have all these like robot androids, kind of coming at you. And she is able to like, you can lock on with her and hack them, which is kind of like a way easier like where's my water puzzle or the pipes, if you want to think about the pipes from BioShock hacking.
BioShock, exactly.
It's way easier than that because literally you just like you connect. It's a grid tile based thing, and you may have a tile that's like X'd out, and all you have to do is just go around it. I mean, it's you literally you're trying to get to the green tile as quick as possible. And as you go through, there's like different. You could pick up like an extra tile that shows up, and she'll even tell you, like, hey, this will help us do more damage to the enemy.
Yeah.
If you connect this tile when I'm hacking. So
how quick did these break down? Because as I was looking at that, I was like, oh, these look exactly like BioShock, but BioShock had a certain level of time based where you had to complete those.
No,
is there any sort of
it's literally just while you're battling, you can hold the button to hack whatever specific enemy you're looking at and start doing it. And I even had an instance where I had to let that go so I could dodge.
Okay.
And then when I refocused on that enemy, it still had the same 2 spaces that I moved over when I originally started the hack. So I just was able to pick up where I left off on the hack.
Gotcha.
Which hacking enemies opens up these like bright blue panels that they have all over them, which if you shoot those, then you deal extra damage and take them down quicker. There's different guns you can pick up in the demo. There's only like 2. One that introduces like a stun mechanic, and then the other one it's almost like a shotgun-esque, so high damage at close range. And each have like a limited number of shots. And once they're gone, they're just like out of your inventory. But they, will show up again on the ground in the world, and you just kind of pick them up. So you'll have, there's a couple areas that you walk into that are definitely like arenas, because you'll walk in and you'll see the guns kind of placed about.
Yeah.
So if you're going to get a gun, or if there's all these guns sitting about that you're about to go into a battle. But yeah, it's the same thing. You use her to hack certain parts of the environment. Like there might be a platform and she can hack it, and it make it rise or fall, or a section of the wall and cause it to come out and give you a platform to jump on. You have like a jump and hover ability as well for traversal. But I mean, even though it gave me a very, very small slice to go off of, I thoroughly enjoyed what I had.
I heard good things about how it looked on Switch 2 as well.
Yeah, I mean, I might have to throw it on the PS5 and just kind of compare back to back, but I mean, honestly, they're probably comparable.
See how that one looks.
Yeah. But yeah, I enjoyed it, and I may even boot it up again and do another run or two and see the extra stuff that got unlocked after the first run, and it's probably gonna be a day one.
Damn, it really convinced you.
Yeah, I mean, I was already like, this Pragmata looks interesting, and then now I'm just like, okay, yeah, it's gonna be pretty good. I think I'm definitely gonna get it.
I feel like all the sneak peeks we've seen over the past couple years it's been one of the games on all of our lists. Like, we need to keep up with this. Whenever they show us stuff, we need to check this out. And the demo's good, despite being less than 20 minutes. That's something good. I can complete.
Yeah, it's a good little game. It probably took either the same amount of time or maybe a little bit more to download it than it did to actually complete it. Probably about maybe 15 minutes to download it, 10, 15 minutes to download it.
That's telling. All right. Anything else, Brant?
That's it, man.
Okay. That's it for us. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us this week, and we will catch you next week. Bye.
See you.